What's up guys, welcome back to the Brocast. A new Baldurs Gate game is most likely in the making. The echolocation based horror game Perception has been successfully kickstarted, and finally, another big content patch, it's on its way for Diablo 3. So not too long ago, the makers of the Baldurs Gate Enhanced Edition games confirmed that a new game in the series were on its way. And yesterday, a mysterious countdown timer appeared on the baldursgate.com website. While we only have limited information available to us at the current time, I can tell you that the game isn't going to be a sequel to Baldurs Gate Shadows of Am. Instead, it's going to take place in between Baldurs Gate 1 and Baldurs Gate 2 Shadows of Am. Trent Oster, the boss of Beamdog, describes this new chapter as an optional storyline piece in the Baldurs saga. And so with these news in mind, guys, what's the take-home message here? What can we expect? Well, first of all, I think it is very important that we underline that this is not going to be a new Baldurs Gate 3 game. And with Trent Oster's comment about the game being an optional storyline piece, I think it's fair to assume that we should probably not expect another 50 to 100 hour game, which is what you could typically expect from the old games. Baldurs Gate 2 was, in my opinion, a masterpiece. I've often told my stream that it is the best game I have ever played. Absolutely ever played. It's the best game, absolutely. I keep saying this. It's the best game. My only concern is that Beamdog might not be able to live up to the high expectations that the Baldurs Gate fans have for these kinds of games. It's a very zealous community, and with good reason. The game was absolutely fantastic, as you've heard me say a few times now. Oh, and can I get some love for one of the most badass villains ever, John Irenicus? What's up, guys? Next up, we're going to talk about the echolocation based horror game Perception, which has just successfully been kickstarted. Oh, and in case you guys don't know what echolocation means, don't worry, I didn't either before I researched this video. Basically, it's the ability for both humans and animals to sense objects in their environment by listening and sensing echoes from those objects. By actively creating sounds, for example by tapping your feet on the ground, snapping your fingers, or knocking on a pipe with your knuckles, people trained to orient by echolocation can interpret these sound waves reflected by nearby objects and based on that accurately identify their location and size. This ability is actually used by some blind people, referred to as acoustic wayfinding. And it's actually quite similar to what dolphins and bats do as well when they're trying to find their prey. A guy who does this exceptionally well is Daredevil, but then again, that's some next level shit and not really comparable to what we're going to see in this game. The game follows Cassie, who's haunted by a dream of some kind of weird mansion. When Cassie finally realizes that this mansion actually has a place in the real world, she sets out to explore and discover what mysteries it hides. And as it turns out, this estate have of course had some dark doings in its past. I know, not exactly points of creativity here, but you will throughout this adventure have to figure out what has been going on here. And as far as I know, there is at this point in time no scheduled release date for Perception. And I must say that since we are using echolocation, why can't we play this game as either a bat or a dolphin? I mean, how cool would it be to be actually playing or having the protagonist as a dolphin walking around the house solving the clues? But then I know you're saying, but wouldn't it be a little weird for a dolphin to walk around the house? You know, it is, like it wants to be in the water usually, right? And to I don't really have an answer to that. Maybe, who knows? Whatever. And up lastly, good news for you Diablo 3 fans. Patch 2.30 will be released onto the public test run within too long. And let me just tell you guys, it is quite an extensive patch. Diablo players will with this update find themselves with lots of new stuff to do, including exploring a brand new zone, new and more challenging difficulty levels, and a new type of artifact that will add several new crafting options to the game. The new zone is called Ruins of Sescaron. This area houses King Kanai, and it is from this guy you can obtain the artifact called Kanai's Cube. And am I the only one who's getting some Heraldic Cube vibes here? I sincerely hope not. Anyway, with this cube you'll be able to break down legendary items and equip their effects or attributes of the item as a passive skill upgrade. Besides that, the cube can, as expected, also convert crafting materials from one type to another, together with a host of other, less flashy stuff. And yes guys, they have finally removed what should we call it, the abundant Realm of Trials zone. Yes, finally. About damn time, I must say. Together with this update, they have also added 4 new and higher difficulties to the game, thus making sure that even if you have the best gear, you will be challenged. And lastly, there is of course also added new legendary items and new legendary set effects that they're going to add on to previously old and more uninteresting gear. So I gotta ask you, Diablo 3 players or Diablo 3 enthusiasts, is this what the game needs? Will this be enough for you to come back to the game? But that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today on the Brocast. But before we leave, I do of course always have a few questions for you guys. Are you hyped for the new echolocation game, or do you feel like maybe it should be a dolphin that that should be the protagonist in that game? What about the news regarding a new Baldurs Gate game? And lastly, do you think that this patch 2.30 will be enough to bring you back to Diablo 3? Anyway, that's it for today. Remember to subscribe for more gaming news. Thank you for watching, and bros, do you even nerd?